Alrighty, what is going on, y'all? Welcome back to Stealth and Steel Outdoors. My name is Grant, and today I'm going to be giving my one-season review on the Grit Workhorse saddle by Seek-One, powered by Tether, whatever you want to say. This is Seek-One saddle that came out with Grit. I really like the camo pattern, like I said in the first video that I made, but I've used this for a full season now. I have a full season of saddle hunting under my belt and a ton of experiences. I was even able to harvest an animal, so I'll play that clip now.
Me. Got one.
So I kind of know how to get up and down the tree in the best way for this thing to be comfortable for y'all, so I figured I'd give my one season review, and I would also figure I'm going to tell the whole truth. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump right into this. Alright, so like I said in the intro, this is actually the second one that they've had to send me. So the first one that I got was perfectly fine until I washed it. So I think I washed it, put it in the washer with the rest of my hunting clothes because, you know, trying to be scent free and all that other jazz and mumbo jumbo and stuff. Well, I guess the third or fourth wash was the one that broke the camel's back because the side pockets ended up having holes worn all the way through them for some reason, even though they were completely empty. And it just wasn't a good look. I was kind of worried about it, so I sent them in some pictures. I got into talk with some people over at Tethered. I told them what happened. And apparently you're supposed to hand wash these, so definitely do not put them in your washing machine and have them be washed with hot or warm water. Wash them with your hands. And yeah, I mean, outside of that, I mean, I really haven't had any issues with this saddle at all. Some improvements that I'm very happy to share with you guys. So the first set of ropes that I got with this saddle were awful. I'm not going to lie to you. The texture on the outside was very fuzzy and fraying from the rope itself for whatever reason, and it would just grab onto bark like no other. So when you were throwing your lineman's rope or when you were throwing your tether around the tree, it would always get caught and just out of reach, and it always made noise and it always took extra time, and that was something that was very, very annoying in the beginning. But when I got this other one with these new ropes, these are definitely way higher quality than the ones before, and I'm very happy about that. This also came with a back band, and I do have to say this. If you want to sit in this all day long, you are going to have a back band. I mean, there is just no other way that I could see you being comfortable all day in a saddle without a back band. And comfortability was one of the things at the top of the list that kind of prevented me from saddle hunting for, you know, the longest time. And what I have to say is this is basically, like I said in the first video, basically like hunting out of a hammock. I mean, you can make this extremely comfortable, and there are like 100 different ways that you can sit up against a tree in one of these things to make yourself comfortable. And I've really got to be honest with you. There's only like a handful of non-viable shooting positions that you can even really get in with this saddle. I mean, as long as you got the bow somewhere around or your gun in your hands, I mean, every shooting position is every position in the saddle is basically a viable shooting position. There are a handful that I definitely wouldn't recommend, but for the most part, you know, you can really get away with a lot that I didn't think you'd be able to get away with in the beginning. Another thing that I am very happy that they did now that I've been doing this for a year is these side pockets actually are a lifesaver. I keep my tether in this side, so I got my tether over here on that side, and my back band is in this front pocket here, and that is, I always recommend, if I forget it, I probably would go home if I didn't have that back band. I mean, it really does help with the comfortability of the saddle. Another thing I'm very grateful for are these loops on the bottom here. So I don't know if every single saddle comes like this. This one does, and I'm very appreciative of it. It has these loops on the bottom where you can clip carabiners through, and I use this to carry my platform and my climbing sticks when I'm going up the tree. I like to be very efficient and effective when I'm going up. I like to be up in the tree in less than 5 minutes, and I like to be 100% setting up in less than 10 minutes. So being able to set these, you know, within hand's reach to help me get up the tree as fast as possible has been a lifesaver in and of itself. Okay, so given everything that I've been through this year with the saddle and everything like that, would I still recommend this to be your first saddle purchase? And honestly, it's a resounding yes. So the main reason why I would say that this is a perfect way to get into saddle hunting is because it comes with everything that you need. Okay, so if you didn't like the saddle, you can just replace it. The tether and the lineman's rope are still both pretty good, and you would be able to switch those out between all your different saddle setups. Nobody says that you have to use, cruiser ropes with cruiser saddles or tethered ropes with tethered saddles. You can mix and match them out, and not a lot of kits are this high quality at this price point. And I mean, it is what it is. It is it's a company powered by Tethered, so I assume they're using a lot of the same materials and design features onto their products and stuff. But at the end of the day, it isn't a tethered saddle. Those are at a different price point, all in of themselves. But for starting out and for just getting into it, this is a great option. And if I have to be honest with you, it's an option that if you like it enough, you really don't have to replace. Okay, there are different things that you can do to this that you can add on to it to make it better and more suited for your needs. But at the end of the day, the fact that these side pockets are very quiet, very easy to get into, that you have 4 pockets. I mean, I would put rangefinder, snacks, water, phone batteries, charging cables and stuff like that in all of these pockets throughout the day, mainly because I was filming and on my phone and stuff. But I was able to accommodate all that stuff in just this saddle that I don't think you can get in a lot of other saddles on the market. Alright, so before we get too far down into this video, this needs to be said. So Tethered and Grit, they're not paying me to say any of this, okay? Uh, I paid full price for all of this stuff, and this is just how they treated me as a customer. So they treated me very well as a customer, to be 100% honest with you. I think I talked to Cam on the phone for like 40 minutes, and I admitted fault. And still, he sent me a brand new saddle, some stickers, a couple of hats. I even gave one to my brother. And they took care of me as a customer. Therefore, I'm probably going to buy their dual panel saddle and try out their stuff before I go and try a competitor's branded saddle or whatever. I believe Tethered makes a dual panel saddle, and I'm 6'3", about 220 pounds right now, and so this thing doesn't really fit me the best. So I'm probably going to try the Tethered dual panel saddle before I try anything else. But if there was anything I was going to change about this saddle, other than the fact it's not a dual panel saddle, is I'm going to be adding a bungee cord to the back right loop, and that is going to be just for my rangefinder, because last year on 2 separate instances it cost me shot opportunities on deer because I wasn't able to get my rangefinder into this pocket because I had either pushed it in too far or I didn't have another place to put it. So that is something I'm definitely going to be changing. I'm also going to be changing how I attach my pull rope onto my saddle, because I'll just go ahead and show you. So I got about 70 foot of paracord in this ball right here, and before I was running it through these 2 top loops, and I actually took it off for this video because I didn't think it made the saddle look as nice. So definitely have to find a different way for that. But other than that, this saddle has everything that you would need to be a bow hunter or to be very mobile through the woods, because everything on this thing is useful. Like I said, the only thing I really changed is that's not a dual panel saddle. But anyway, that is all that I have for you guys today. I do appreciate you guys sticking all the way around to the end of the video. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.